Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how to get pale skin and transform yourself into an elegant but yet really scary vampire queen. So there is a primer by NYX Cosmetics. It's the HD primer base, and I used that before for regular makeups, but I realized that it really makes your skin look a little bit pale. I'm going to use this primer to create my pale skin. Okay, and now the primer is on my hand and I still just got one contact lens in, so that's kind of embarrassing. So another thing that I wanted to show you in this video, because it's really important for Halloween makeups, is how to put contact lenses in. And for this elegant vampire lady, I'm using this contact lenses that are called Innocent White by the company Dasio. And I'm just going to pop my second lens in. So I hold my lid down and I have the contact lens on my finger here. And then I just softly place it on my eye. Alright, so just put that primer on with your fingers as usual. So the next step is to create the foundation. So I'm using Krylen's TV Paint Stick in the color 00, which is like the real deal. This is white. And I'm using Revlon's Color Stay Foundation in the shade 110. This is Ivory, so this is a really light foundation. And the way I will do that is I will put some little dots of paint stick on my face, and then I'm taking 2 pumps of this foundation and my flat top kabuki brush, and I'm going in and I buff it in. Alright, next step is concealer. I'm using 2 products. This is a very light concealer by ColourPop, and this is a green concealer by NYX Cosmetics, and this will just blur out every kind of red or alive undertone that is on my skin. So I will apply this around my eye. So for this look I decided that I want to use a creamy highlighter product before I put powders on, because I just want that face and that skin to be like hit by moonlight or like mystically glowing, so I want to have like a base for my highlighters. And this is what I'm using. It's the NYX Away We Glow liquid highlighter, and this is the color Moon Glow, you see? Okay, to highlight my forehead, I'm going to use these lines here on the side. I think when you're doing a scary makeup, then highlighting these lines up here, it's kind of highlighting the bone structure of your forehead. It's actually not something very feminine, but it just highlights the right things to look kind of scary. Okay, so we're dusty and powdery and it's time for some contouring. So here is the contouring palette that I'm going to use. It's the 3 Steps to Sculpt by NYX Cosmetics. So for this look in particular, I want to look skinny and dead. And to do this, I create this shape here. I create a kind of curve into my cheek. So now I'm trying to carve out my bone structure here on the side, and this also helps to blend the contouring really well. And I'm actually just using my Natural Set powder by Ben Nye, just blending it out. So you see I do some contouring here on my forehead right next to the highlighter that I just put on before, and this just creates this really bony and kind of, you know, the living dead image. Alright, so let's contour that nose. Alright, and just to finish off the nose contour, I place some light powder. It's not shiny at all, it's just some light powder on the bridge of my nose. All right, so now we're contoured and ready to be buried, and I'm continuing with my eyebrows. I'm using Revlon's Color Stay eyebrow pencil, and I'm starting to brush up my eyebrows with the spoolie. So I'm blending in the eyebrows to the center of my face with a small brand, and then I'm using the light powder out of the contouring palette to softly correct the edges of the brows. So for my Vampire Queen look, I want my eyes to be totally shaped out in gray, black and white, but I want the entire eyeshadow game to be matte. So I'm starting with these two babes instead of an eyeshadow primer, because these are liquid eyeshadows or eye tints by NYX Cosmetics, and they are called Lit Lingerie Matte. So I'm starting with this gray color that is called Power Trip, and I'm applying it on the outer and on the inner corner of my eyelid. And then I'm using an angled eyeshadow brush and I'm just bouncing the color in. And then I'm placing the color Bad to the Bone, which is basically a matte white, on the center of my lid. Okay, so these creamy colors will serve us as a base to create our carved out eyes. And now I'm using these powder eyeshadows by Flormar. I have all the colors that I need in one palette. They're matte and it's just perfect for this look. Alright, so I applied the dark gray eyeshadow out of the palette on the inner and outer corner, just on top of the gray cream color, and now I'm using an empty blending brush to get rid of any hardness. I want this to be super soft. So now we've got the black shadow. So now we've got the black eyeshadow on top of the gray one. Also outer corner, inner corner, leaving the white in the middle as white as possible. And I'm just blending it in again with an empty blending brush. Okay, and now that we blended all the dark colors, the black and the gray together, I just apply a generous amount of matte white eyeshadow to the center of my eyelid. So for looks like that are like vampire-ish or Halloweenish or spooky, scary stuff, you can really blend your eyeshadow very, very far down on the lower eyelid. This just gives the illusion of the eyeball sitting deeper in your head, so everything is like hollow and empty. Alright, so this is how the eyeshadow looks like from a little distance. It's really kind of three-dimensional, but still looks sunken in and kind of dead. I just think that I'm ready for some liner. I'm using Revlon's Color Stay Liquid Eyeliner. This one dries up super matte and this fits to my eyeshadow game. I'm using my favorite Kiko eyeliner for the waterline, and I'm carefully blending it out with a small eyeshadow brush and a little bit of black shadow. Alright, so the next step is to finish off the eyes with some fake eyelashes and some mascara. I'm using the Mega Multiplier Mascara by Revlon, and I'm using these awesome eyelashes here. They are... Oops. No. I'm using these eyelashes. They are actually cheap, but I mean, look at the way they are curved. Isn't this amazing? So let's touch those wimpers. So the whole idea of our photo shooting for the Circus flyer for our horror party was to create the image of this kind of scary yet sexy vampire-ish lady that is lying on a fresh grave and has a kind of necromantic experience there. So this is why all the hands are coming out of the floor, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun to be there and to, you know, pretend to be lying on a grave and to have all this mysterious you know, feelings to it. It was just cool, and I'm a big horror fan, so I just loved doing this photo shoot. It was kind of a dream come true for me, and I just can't wait for the party because horror and Halloween and just all things scary and gore, I just love it. Alright, so let's place the eyelash first on the inner corner and then on the outer corner. Wow, these are long. So on the outer corner I apply them higher than my actual eye line is, or lash line is, because I just want to create a serious dramatic cat eye. You see what happens? Wow. Oh my god, I can't with those eyelashes. They're like curled on the outer corners. Can you see that? That's so pretty, like when I close my eyes. Alright, so it's time for some bloody vampirish lips. I will use 3 products for my lips. One is the NYX Cosmetics Super Cliquet lipstick in the shade Dangerous. The other one is MAC's Russian Red, which is a little bit lighter than the Super Cliquet. And the other product is the Intense Butter Gloss by NYX Cosmetics in the color Apple Crisp, which is like a strong, striking, glossy red to top off the lips. So let's get physical. Okay, so on top of the Super Cliquet lipstick, I'm applying the Russian Red by MAC. So last but certainly not least, I'm using Apple Crisp, the Butter Gloss by NYX Cosmetics, on top of the MAC Cosmetics Russian Red, and this just looks like I've eaten some serious human beings right here on the graveyard. Fresh blood on her lips, and she's just going to get right into her grave. She's dead, but she's still seducing. So I will just place my beauty mark as usual. Alright, we are doing the makeup of an undead, and I guess the brains of the undead are not really working correctly, and this is also why I forgot to put my highlighter on. Woo, congratulations! So I'm using the product that is called Silver Dusk by MAC. It is a loose powder that just comes out like perfect moonshine. It's amazing and beautiful. I used this product all over my entire body for the photo shooting. Okay, I'm also highlighting these little lines here that go up to my hairline that I did in the very beginning to create this kind of bone structure look on my forehead. And the rest of the face as we usually do. So tip of the nose, bridge of the nose, and you know, a little bit on the chin, a little bit here. So we just carve it out and make the entire face look like bathing in some moonlight, you know. Okay, so this is it. The moon hits her face. She's lying on the graveyard, having her necromantic experience with some fingering hands out of a grave, and this is the entire look. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm coming back with my wig and my outfit on. Alright, so this is the finished look, and I really love how it came out. It's just creepy, but